All right, welcome to the Profit First Show. I'm your host, Jay Askew. And if you're new here, welcome in. If you have been watching the show and watching the clips, then welcome back. I want to make a fair announcement because we might have a little bit of a rough show today, being though that I am getting over a cold or some type of mucus buildup. Anyways, we're going to do the best that we can do on today's show. We got a ton of topics we're going to cover. So I appreciate your patience with me as I will be drinking my half a gallon of water as usual. But if you can't tell, if you've been watching these videos, my voice does sound a little bit different, but we're going to show up consistently no matter what. Anyways, the first topic we're going to cover today is actually really interesting, and that's going to be why Americans are saying why they can't retire. So we're going to tap into it and react to what's going on in the economy. All right, let's get into it.
Millennials are going to work until they die, and Gen Z is going to have to work even longer, according to a new article released by Yahoo Finance, saying that millennials and Gen Z are going to have to save $3 million in order to retire comfortably by age 65.
Now, saving $3 million and making $3 million off of investments are two different things. I used to think when I was a teenager that you could just, work multiple 9-to-5 jobs and then save up $1 million. But we know that's not the most wise thing to do, right? You got to invest early. All right. Timing in the market is not as great as time in the market. And a lot of people don't want to rely on self-education to help them multiply their money. But let's continue.
If that doesn't blow your mind, let's look at some more facts, because this gets way darker really fast if we look at the details behind what they're saying here. First thing to point out is if you start working at age 20 and you never take a year off, or any time off for that matter, and you work until 65, that's 45 years of working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, maybe more than that. So if you look at that 45-year span of working and you divide the $3 million you need to retire by those 45 years, you wind up with $66,000 a year you need to save
Obviously, this is before tax, right?
In order to hit that $3 million mark.
And before your expenses as well.
Thankfully, we don't have to save. We can invest in the market, which is going to help us hit this target. So if we expect an average of 7% return every year compounded for those 45 years, you only need to invest about $800 per month in order to hit that $3 million.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Most people ain't even saving that amount of money, right? And this is one of the traps where a lot of people walk themselves into, oh, well, if I can afford the payment, I can afford the thing, right? Well, this is a payment you're making towards your retirement or towards having freedom, right? I've been able to remove my mind, all right, from thinking that money is just something that I can just spend money on, right? But that didn't even make any sense. Money is just something that I can just spend on stuff that I want versus money is a way for me to obtain a certain level of freedom. For example, right now, I am working a 9-to-5. I am making these YouTube videos, but the money that I am making from YouTube combined with my 9-to-5 allows me sometimes to order DoorDash or order Instacart so I don't have to go grocery shopping. It's saving me time. It's saving me the hassle. It's saving me having to be somewhere at a specific amount of time in order to get something done. That to me is freedom.
Target. But the average American right now has less than $1,000 in saving. Not saving $1,000 every month. They're maintaining less than $1,000 total in saving. The total amount in savings month to month. So that $800 a month that needs to be invested. For millennials and Gen Z, where is that money going to come from? But before we answer that question, another question comes up. Millennials are now in their 30s, meaning they don't have 45 years to invest and save. They have
exactly what I said. Time in the market is greater than timing of the market. Most people look into investments and they hope to ride that roller coaster up, but by that time it's too late. Usually it's too late to take advantage of what's actually being made. And even though you can come out with some extra money, it's just like if you start earlier, even if you are in your 30s and 40s and 50s, like if you start investing in a company that hasn't gone up the roller coaster yet by self-educating yourself about how the company is making profits, how much debt the company is in, you will still be at a high advantage, because most people just hear the hype around a company and they're like, oh, well, let me invest. And it's like, Yo, that's timing of the market. That's not time in the market.
35 years. So I have on my computer this fancy investment calculator that's going to help us figure out how much millennials are going to have to put away and invest every month in order to hit that $3 million target. Since millennials only have 35 years to work with, assuming that we get a 7% annualized return on our money that we invest, millennials actually have to put away $1,700 per month in order to hit that target.
That's more than double of what he just explained, which is $800 a month.
That Yahoo Finance says we need to hit in order to retire at 65. $1,700 per month comes out to an extra $20,000 per year that millennials have got to sock away. But that's assuming an inflation rate of 0%.
Oh man, he just hit us with the inflation. I didn't even think about that. Now we're not even calculating inflation yet. Y'all, we got some stories coming up of why people believe they're not going to be able to retire in just a couple minutes. You want to stay tuned for that, because it's not just about like making money with the 9 to 5. I believe you should have multiple streams of income, but hey, there's people my age, I'm 27 years old, who don't believe in having separate streams of income, or they do believe in it, but they don't have the work ethic too, which it's going to hurt them in the long run.
Inflation is supposed to be around 2.7% per year on average. So when we update those numbers, it means that millennials 30 or older need to actually be investing and saving $4,400 per month, because we
know that's not happening with most Americans, living paycheck to paycheck, having these car notes, having huge mortgage debt. Right? This is one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan at all with owning a house unless you can pay it off in cash. And I've said it a million times on this channel. People look at the payments and say, oh, well, the payments aren't that bad. Mind you, here's a clear example. I don't care what scale it's on, okay? I'm not just against like getting a mortgage and having to make a payment and paying interest. It's not just that. It's on a smaller scale as well. Just this previous week, I purchased a MiFi. This is like basically a wireless hotspot. And I have an option on my phone, but it always runs out of data. So I'm paying for a separate line, and it's in a business investment. So I can upload videos no matter what location I'm at, right? I went to T-Mobile and they told me, well, it's $8 a month for you to get this device. I was like, yo, that sounds too good to be true. Sure, I'll pay $8, right? And they didn't even tell me it was $8 per month until we got into like how much it would be per month for the service, which I know I'm going to have to pay monthly. They're like $55, right? $55 per month. But the device itself, right? The device itself, here's the device. The device itself is $8, right? It's not a complicated device. It's just a screen. You turn it on and the internet cuts on. Whoop-de-doo. All right. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cheap. Let's do it. Right. Then I found out they were like, yeah, we're going to have to do a credit check. That's cool. I pay my bills. I'm building my credit. Awesome. And they were like, it's $8 a month plus the $55 a month plan. Right. And so I'm like, okay, now where do I sign? And the total came out to more than $55 plus $8 because they do the activation and everything. I found out that this device right here was like $200. And I was like, well, is that where the $8 is coming from? You're like, yeah. Like, why would I get that finance? Like, let me just buy it cash, bro. How long is the contract? I don't want to be tied into anything. You know what I'm saying? If I miss a payment of $8 per month, like I'm going to get penalized and it's going to, it's possibly affect my credit. I'm good. They were going to have me pay on this thing that's $200 for 3 years. Now, if you do the math, $8 times 10 is $80 plus $16, which is the 2 months, meaning it's $96 a year for me to own this device. Now, after the 3rd year, I'm paying way more money, right? If I'm paying $8 times 12 times 3, on this $200 device, I would have been paying $288. It doesn't make sense. So I told them I'm gonna buy it out flat out for $200 and we're just gonna pay the cell phone bill. Cool. But most people look at life looking at it like, oh, it's just $8. Yeah, $8. I can do that. Right? I'm playing the long run game here. Using credit is cool and everything, but hey, when you got that interest, you're literally giving the banks free money or the company free money. I'm good on that. On any aspect, on mortgage, on a hotspot, on an iPhone. It's one of the reasons why I buy my phones used online, pay them off in cash, unlocked. I don't have to worry about being locked into anything. I'm good. They're tying up your future money. Let's continue.
Don't have that extra 10 years of compounded interest to help us get to that $3 million. But thanks to our wise and generous politicians who have been printing money at an unprecedented pace to send it to Ukraine, to send it to fund foreign wars, and who also use that printed money to send to the Pentagon, who's never passed an audit, inflation in the United States is actually sitting around 7% per year, and it's only getting worse. So when we adjust all of this on our fancy retirement calculator, it means that for millennials to get to that $3 million retirement nest egg, while fighting inflation that's out of control, we need to be investing over $10,000 per month because...
Yeah, see, this is insane, bro. This is literally dirty work. To think about how much it takes for you to quote unquote retire and have enough to live comfortably on, which I don't even like the word comfort because you don't grow in comfort, but let's just take it for what it is. People want to retire and not have to worry about, are they going to be able to cover their bills and live the life that they have been living, right? This is what it takes. It always takes more than what it actually took. This is one of the reasons why I make these type of videos, because I'm like, if you don't want to worry about these things, retirement, your own bills, you have to manage what you bring in and how much you put out. All right. But you need to be making more than what you spend. And you need to be making more faster than how you spend it. For example, every single day we use electricity, we use Wi-Fi. Guess what? You're paying for it every single day. Are you making money every single day? Most people don't make money every single day, right? They just work Monday through Friday and they're like, yeah, well, I'm able to take care of my necessities. Listen, I'm not down for living a life of suffering when I get older at the end of the day. And most people stay in that. They suffer in their 20s, they suffer in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Look, it's because of their view of money doesn't change. But let's continue on. We're going to hear some solo stories about how some people aren't going to be able to retire and what they're going to do about it moving forward and how they view the economy right now.
Could you explain this to me? Why, at 54 years old, and my husband's almost 60, our whole entire life, well, not entire life, but you know what I mean, our adult life, we have worked hard. We have raised two beautiful kids. We've paid our bills. We've paid our taxes. We are nowhere in life. We still live paycheck to paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. Our retirement, little, very, 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 very little. Where did we go wrong? We're good. Blessings for that. Good.
Not living below your means. Simply said, not living below your means. Let's say you make 10 grand a month. Why are we living paycheck to paycheck? That means you're technically spending $10,000 a month just to live. Why would you why? You know what I'm saying? People treat their money, their income like breathing. They just focus on the next breath. Okay, I just got a next breath. All right. Your breath that you just took isn't as important as the next one you have to take, because in order for you to stay breathing and living, you got to take that next breath, right? By the time you finish that breath, you're focused on the next one. This is how people look at their money coming in. It's like a paycheck every 2 weeks. Oh, we're good. We're good. I still got my job. It's job security. I've been working here for this many years. Money can be capitalized if you use the same principles that the economy, that businesses, that banks use against you. You can use it to work for you as well. But most people treat their money like breathing. They only focus on the next thing and what they can afford. When banks and businesses, they look at it like, in successful businesses, they look at it like, okay, we have this much money. How can we lower our risk, stay within our means, multiply our money to work for us, and then capitalize off of that? Most people just save money and make money and spend money. They invest it because it's a 401k, it's retirement or whatever, but they don't ever do their own homework to get into the markets or to get into something that's going to help them have a separate stream of income without always trading your time for it. That's how you end up in a trap like this.
Family life, we didn't do extravagant things in our life. We're still struggling paycheck to paycheck. There again.
So that should teach you as well. That should teach all of us, right? even I'm pretty like it's all subjective. Like she's saying hasn't done anything extravagant. I mean, to what level? Like, what are we actually comparing it to? Someone who hasn't lived a lifestyle like you can call your lifestyle extravagant. But people like to cry about what they haven't done and what they do deserve. But it's all coming down to financial responsibility and discipline.
We don't have much and we want to retire. I want to retire before I'm in a wheelchair or I can't walk. I want to be 90 and not retire. So if you have any answers, please let me know.
I'm really interested in seeing what the comment section has to say. Now, I do feel for her because, well, she is, whether she says she's like in her 50s or 60s or whatnot, I think she said her 50s. Look, people in their 20s complain and have the same type of conversation. This should tell you something. It's not an age thing, it's a mindset thing. But let's see what the comment section has to say. Someone said, at the end of the day, you didn't pay yourself first. You need to put money away, invest it. When you start early, literally $25 a week will make you a millionaire. When people make fun of people like me, they say, stop buying the $8 coffees. That's what I'm talking about. That makes sense. A lot of people online talk about, oh, stop buying Starbucks. I made a video yesterday and someone commented, don't give away your dog, be a human, right? But we were talking about finances and people going through financial hardships. My mindset is if you're struggling to take care of yourself, how much is your dog struggling? You know what I'm saying? I probably did say something like give away your dog, but it doesn't mean like leave it on the side of the street or something. Like you give your pet away to a loved one and they can take care of him or her, while you can't, and then possibly buy them back or have them give it back. But I'm talking about struggling financially ain't fun for no one. Out of all things, an animal should not have to struggle to have its necessities met. And if it is having its necessities met and you can't take care of your necessities, like, let's be real here. Like a dog or a pet is not your child. I know we have close relationships with them, but look, this is what people do with their money that keep their money tied up. And at some point, you got to make something called a sacrifice. You got to make something called a sacrifice. You don't grow without going through pain first. It's a sacrifice. It's painful. It's going to be painful, emotionally, physically, whatever. But we fail to see people who actually look at money the same way and end up in a financial situation that's actually desirable. Someone else said, it is amazing the power of compound interest. We were frugal and we both had good jobs. We lived well with our means. We banked our money and had some good luck with our 401ks. I took the cash equivalent for my pension. I will retire this year at 64. We ended up with way more than we expected for retirement. We sacrificed early and now we get our rewards. Again, that word sacrifice. All right. I'm glad it's not the victim Olympics in this comment thread. Another person said, because our pay is not increasing, but everything else is 100%, but you're in control of how much you get paid. You might ask, well, how? When my job only pays us this much and I ask for a raise and they don't give it to us. What are you doing? Like you working 9 to 5. What are you doing through your 5 to 9? Your job doesn't own you. They only own you for the time that you're working for them. Most people distract themselves after they get out the job. Oh, it's Friday. Time to drink. Oh, it's happy hour. Time to drink. Oh, it's the football game. Time to drink. I'm not paying for any distractions. I don't even want to pay attention to distractions, but we're human. Sometimes we need a break, but I'm damn sure not paying for no distractions, man.
65? 65. So you telling me I done gave all my good years to you, my knees gone, my back gone, just to make your company better. And at 65, you gonna go tell me to live my best life? Bruh, let me go to work at 65. They got a little cake for me with these raggedy ass employees and they telling me, congratulations, you retire at 65, go live your best fucking life. I'm going to jail. Cause what the fuck you mean? You took my best life, went to your company. I'm cooked now. All I want to do.
All right, let's be clear here. They didn't take anything from you. You decided to sign up for that job. You decided to continuously showing up. You decided to get comfortable with a 2-week paycheck. That's number one. Number two, This guy, this is the second time I'm covering this guy, man. He is one of the victim. He should be in the victim Olympics, man. He's one of the candidates for him, man. You know what I'm saying? He's running sprints around people with excuses. You took this many years from me? No, you chose to work that long. You chose to have payments for 20 to 30 years, made you dependent on the job because you needed to pay bills every single month. I'm not talking about bills that obviously are recurring no matter what. I'm talking about getting into debt. And so now you feel tied down to the job. But whose decision was that?
You would sit around the house and chill. I got 15 years left if I'm lucky. And every year after 65 is a fucking decline. Your body only get worse. So what the fuck is you really gonna feel like doing? See, what they do is they want your best years for labor. And then when you ain't no good no more, then they tell you, okay, go live your own life. Take the rest of your raggedy ass life, and then you do whatever the fuck you want with it with these couple dollars we gonna give you. Man, you got me fucked up. Get somebody.
But what are you about to do about it? I have yet to hear a solution. And this is why I label this guy a victim Olympic. All right. When you hear people complain, but they don't have any other solution as to what they're going to do to get out that situation, they're a victim. They want to be a victim because they like feeling bad for themselves. They like blaming the system or people as to why they are where they are in life. Bottom line. Let's see what this comment section has to say, though. I want to see. Someone said, my knees and back were gone at 33. Another person said, you do realize it's not 65 years old anymore. It's actually 67 years old. It's a joke. And then they're talking about raising it again. See, I'm not playing the same type of game as them. This is the way I think about it. All right. I don't believe just because you're a certain age, you just have to give up hope. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. Listen, if you know how to capitalize on your finances that you get and decrease your living expenses, you can win more than other people. And it's because you have something called discipline. At the end of the day, you got discipline and you got grit. All right. Another person said, God gave us everything for free and they're making us work until old age. Here we go. Another victim. How can I tell? They're not making you work. You can decide not to work. You're just going to be homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very simple. Like, you can be homeless. I see a lot of YouTubers, before I even started making these videos, react to people making these type of messages. And I'm like, as an entrepreneur, right? Which is what I was raised on to be, an entrepreneur, right? I'm like, bro, even the entrepreneurs on YouTube who make these type of videos reacting to the same videos as me almost have a victim mindset. They're all agreeing, yeah, the cost of living is just terrible. You know, yeah, people are complaining about it. But my thing is, on this channel, on the Profit First show, I'm like, what you about to do about it? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do about it? I don't like hearing problems that I can't solve. I don't like hearing things about that we don't grow off of. And these people are literally saying God gave us everything for free. They're making us work until old age. If we're going to bring God into it, bro, the Bible be saying those who work hard have plenty. You know what I'm saying? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hand to rest, and poverty shall fall upon you. Like, let's be real here. You're going to have to work no matter what. If you don't work a job, then you're going to have to work on asking people for money.
Y'all want to know what's a real sad picture to me? Seeing somebody way past the retirement age still have to get up and come to work. I work with at least 7 to about 9 people that's way past the retirement age, and they have to get up every single day to come and punch a clock. Now, a lot of them got all kinds of health issues. They got back problems, man. They limping.
I'm not gonna lie, it is actually sad seeing that. Like, me and my girl, I don't know when the last time we talked about it, but we, because it happens randomly sometimes. You see, an older generation, working at Dollar Tree or Chick-fil-A, and you don't know their situation. Sometimes people just want to get out the house because they're bored from retirement. So everybody's not in that situation. There's actually a lot of hidden millionaires that, aren't flashy. So everybody's not in that situation. But what I will say is, when someone older is in that situation, it is sad. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, I wonder if they really want to be doing this. And if they're doing this because something tragic happened.
Some of them even on the cane. And where I work at, it's high pace, and with a lot of heavy lifting. And these people somehow manage to come up in here and do it each and every day. It saddens me because this is the future that a lot of us we looking at. When I asked them why do they do it, they said that they have to do it because the cost of living is way too high.
This is why it's so important for you and me to stay financially educated. You got to keep beating it into your brain because school isn't going to teach us this. School doesn't teach us this as Americans. And it's a reason why. It's because they know they can capitalize off of someone who doesn't know what they should be doing with their finances. They want to tie up your future money. They want you to be in debt. They want you to focus on a credit score so much because if you get a credit score, then you get a good interest rate. But an interest rate is an interest rate is an interest rate. It's free money. It's free money. It's free money to them. Where's your free money coming from? If the only source is putting it into a retirement, not looking at your own portfolio and then making your own wise decisions and having somebody else control it, look, you're handicapping yourself at this point. I'll put it into not an anomaly, but a analogy, right? A lot of people say, well, we don't like electric cars that drive themselves, right? People are becoming more handicapped. They're depending on technology. But isn't that what everybody else is doing with their money when they don't know how much they're spending, when they're not tracking it? They're not even their own financial advisors. You don't have to get an MBA. You don't have to go to college in order for you to track your finances. You can get an Excel sheet and type in how much you make, how much your expenses are, how much you're going to put into every single account and stick to it. But most people don't do that. They look at their transactions after they make the purchases and then they say, well, the cost of living is so high. It's always been high. It's always going to raise. What are we trying to get to at this point?
Social Security is not giving them enough money to sustain the cost of living out here. And believe you me, a lot of us is reaching that age. A lot of us is in our late 40s, 50s, even 60s, and we nearing that retirement age. And this is what we have to look forward to. So
I don't believe that, man. When I hear negativity, I'm like, in life, there's always two sides to everything. There's two sides to a coin. There's two sides to a slice of bread. There's two sides to your phone. If someone is talking about a negative side, there has to be a positive side. If you have to look forward to not having retirement, then who are those that are looking forward to early retirement? We got to start surrounding ourselves with the right people. A lot of the times, you're not going to find that literally face to face, which is why the online world is so valuable. When you read audiobooks, when you read books, when you find out about financial education that helped people get into a certain position, success leaves clues.
My best bet for everybody, try to save as much money as you can.
Hell no. I know he did not just see. Okay. See, this is another thing too, where it's like, okay, who do you listen to? Because there's so much information out here, but bro, saving isn't going to save you out of any situation. You got to invest. The rate of inflation is like you're going to get destroyed. How do I know that? The banks know this. They don't just save money. They put it in the money markets, right? They loan it back out to capitalize off of the money they're holding on to, right? If saving was enough, then there wouldn't be that many people who were investing. You got to beat the rate of inflation. Saving ain't enough. It'll never be.
Invest the smart way, man. Do whatever it takes, man, not to end up like a lot of these people, man, that's forced to come to work, man, way past retirement, because a lot of these people, they've been working for over 40, 50 years to reach.
Yeah, 100%. You got to multiply your money at the end of the day.
Nurses are not eligible to retire until we're 67 years old. We have to work until we're 67 in order to receive full benefits. But they've blessed us with the opportunity for increased benefits if we work till age 70. Most of our patients are gone by age 70. The military, they get to retire after 20 years of service. The police, they get to retire after 20 years of service.
But do they make enough to actually live a comfortable life? Again, I hate the word comfortable because there is no growth in being comforted, but do they get to make a living like they were if they were to capitalize on their money? I mean, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you know someone who's making, and don't talk to me about someone who's like injured and had to lose something that was very valuable to them, because let's be real here. At what cost would you want to make sure your bills are all paid by losing, becoming disabled or something, in all respect to those who were of service and those who are active duty. I appreciate every single one of you all. Shout out to my military folks. But at the end of the day, if someone is disabled and they get taken care, they get a check and it's nice and like, let's be real. You wouldn't want to be in that situation 9 times out of 10 just so you can pay your bills. There's plenty of people who are able to pay their bills without being in a situation like that. But let me know in the comment section down below. Are they actually able to live comfortably after 20 years?
Fighters, they get to retire after 25 years of service. And teachers, they get to retire after 30 years of service. Of just those 4 professions that I've mentioned, all 4 of them have some form of protection. The police, it's obvious. The military, it's obvious. Firefighters have protection in order to do their job. There are efforts made to protect teachers, other staff, students.
But teachers don't make that much, and they do deserve to make more, but that's the world we live in. They don't make that much. So we're saying retirement, but at what cost? How much are they getting paid? Because if it's a $2,000, $3,000 check, it's going to be really hard for you to live off of that in retirement and not have to work, even part-time.
Really angry when I think about this, because as nurses, we don't have any form of protection. We are expected to be abused. We are discouraged from filing a police report. Actually, they'll find a way to fire us if we try to do that, because they're not going to look like they didn't try to protect their nurses and their patients. And then if we are assaulted, we get asked, what could you have done differently? And during the assault, we're told to de-escalate. I'm like, how does the military de-escalate the enemy? How do the police de-escalate the criminal? What form of protection are firefighters allowed to wear in order to protect themselves?
All right, let's get back to the topic here. She said nurses aren't able to retire until they're 67. Anyways, reading the comment section, someone said, I never understood why nurses aren't included in this. I regret my choice to become a nurse almost every single day. If I was in a career where I knew that it wasn't desirable for me to work there long term, I'd be building out my plan to leave. You still have hope. Like, let's not act like you have to be a nurse that long. Another person said, but wait, there is more. How many other professions have to pay the state every 2 years to renew their license to work? Where does that money go to? Okay. Another person said, we don't even get sick days, but take care of the sick. Make that make sense. Yeah. Being a nurse is a hell of a job. My girlfriend literally has a friend that is in the healthcare industry. And I know, just hearing stories or even seeing people who were in the healthcare industry, it's look, yeah, shout out to my healthcare workers for sure. But that's not the end of the road. If you hear this and you're a nurse and it's just like your mindset is on like, dang, I'm really in it for this long. Like I can't retire. Like, no, you can use your money wisely. I have a couple friends that I went to college with and they became healthcare workers and nurses and whatnot. And, hey, I've seen their financial decisions. They've bought new cars, right? They've bought bigger homes. It's not about how much money you make. It's about what you do with what you make. All right. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You're making a ton of money working those 40 or something years. If you haven't made enough money for you to invest and live off comfortably, it's literally usually because of living expenses and you keeping up with the Joneses by continuously purchasing things that you really can't afford and you're not investing enough. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move into the next topic. But if you like this one and you like this clip, then go ahead and subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. All right, let's get it. All right, my people, we're going to go ahead and move into the second topic of today, which is, let's see, I'm watching people destroy their finances with car loans. So I'm going to pull up that clip and we're going to react to that. But I will be right back because your boy got to use the bathroom. I've been drinking all this water. I'll be right back. All right. So I don't see any comments in the chat right now. Let me close my door. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the next topic as promised. Let's bring that up real quick. All right. You ever seen anyone make a crazy financial decision that you wouldn't even make yourself and then wonder what made them make that decision? Well, we're going to be looking at types of videos like that in this next clip. Let's see what's going on, man, with these people making crazy financial decisions in 2025 and 2026.
I just turned 30, and this is for all the young women in their 20s. Most important piece of advice I could ever give you: do not buy a new car. Don't do it. It is a scam. Don't even buy a new or used car. In fact, don't get a car that's over $25,000 unless you can pay for at least half of it out of pocket. I had a 2020 Subaru Forester Premium with about 80,000 miles on it. Unfortunately, it was totaled. I was paying a disgusting amount of money every month for that car. I just got an email from the car dealership that I bought that Subaru from saying, oh, hey, we'd be interested in buying your Subaru. If it has about 90,000 miles and it's in excellent condition, we'll buy it from you for $7,000. 3 years ago, a mere 3 years ago, they sold me that car for $30,000. $30,000, and 3 years later, it's only worth $7,000. Hot girls are smart with their money. They buy reliable brands like Toyota, like Lexus, like Honda. They take care of their car.
Like Tesla. And for those who hate Tesla out here or electric cars, look, I'm going to talk my stuff. All right. That is a reliable car. Most people who talk negative about Teslas have never even driven one. Facts.
Cars, and they have them forever, and they save a bunch of money. Since my Subaru is totaled, I bought a 13-year-old car. It is a very reliable brand, very reliable model. I've had it for a few months, and it has caused me no issues whatsoever. Biggest piece of advice: do your research on the brand. Buy something that you can pretty much afford outright, or at least half at the bare minimum, and save your money. Save your money.
Yeah, 100%. I like her message. Let's see what the comment section has to say. One person said, for those of you that don't know, Mazda and Toyota are partners, which is why Mazda is a better buy than most. Toyota / Lexus, Mazda, Honda / Acura. I wouldn't touch anything else. Yeah, 100%. Before I got my Tesla, I was going to look into getting a Toyota actually, but they were very close in price. And I know Teslas have terrible depreciation, but I bought mine used, $21,000. And I'm like, yo, if I want a 2018 and above Toyota Corolla or anything like that, then it was close to $20,000. And depending on the mileage and everything and the type of trim, you know, obviously that would fluctuate up or down. But let me know in the comment section down below, what car do you believe is the most reliable and why?
Come on, man. I make good money. Probably make more money than you. I'm 22 in a 2020 Stingray. Like all you can give me is what you're giving me. Yeah. I have 20,000.
Hey, Robert.
Yes.
This is Gus with Legacy Motor Cars. I got your email, and I think you want to purchase the McLaren 570, right?
Yes, this is correct.
Okay. Yeah. So I see that you put in a credit app, and I did run a credit. We do have an approval, but I just have a few questions. So you want to trade in your C8 2020 Corvette, right?
Yeah, my 2020 Stingray.
What do you owe on that car?
$70K.
$70K. All right, give me 1 second. Let me run some numbers here.
He just said he owes $70,000 on a car. He's already losing, man.
So our offer on the car was like 45, I believe, is what we're willing to give you for the car. It is a 2020. It's a 1LT, and it does have like higher miles. So I mean, yeah, that's where it would be at for your trade.
That's all?
Yeah,
It's
because I mean,
2020 Stingray.
Yeah, man, but you have 70,000 miles on it.
Nothing nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, sort of, but I mean, it's
This
just
guy can't be serious, man. Please tell me he's not serious.
it's out of warranty. I believe MMR on the car is 43, but you know, given it's tax season, I kind of want to buy it for a little bit more so we can, you know, get you in this 570. How much do you have down for this car for the McLaren?
I got 20,000 down.
20,000. So the bank's
I can do
asking.
20.
So the bank's asking for 60,000 down. So 20,000 covers a bit of your negative equity.
Just think about that, man. I mean, maybe the guy is successful. Maybe he can afford it. But the way he's buying it makes me think he can't afford it. You're able to buy so many cars cash, used, all right, depending on what kind of car, for $60,000. If you get a Toyota, you can buy almost 3 cash, a good running Toyota, right? This guy, the bank is asking for $60,000 down, and he's still going to pay free money to the banks, all because he's not able to buy it cash. Sounds like he's trying to keep up with the Joneses. What do you think?
But, given your income and your limited credit, it's going to be at least 60 down for the McLaren.
Come on, man. 20 should be enough.
Is that something you can work with?
I mean, I got 20.
20? So, because, how much is the monthly payment on the Corvette?
With insurance and the car note, around $2,300.
$2,300?
$2,300. $2,300. That's almost $100 a day. Almost $100 a day for a car with insurance.
We need at least 60,000 down, or do you have somebody with a little bit more income that you can use as a cosigner? Maybe like a family member or something?
Grandma call.
Grandma?
Maybe
Okay.
figure something out.
Okay. But,
But I want that McLaren.
If you gotta have your grandma co-sign for a car you want, not need, want, because this is a luxury car. He wants this. I'm sorry to break it to you, bruh. It's not your time yet. Emphasis on the yet, because you can definitely get there, but like, bro, why? Why? He's trying to keep up with the image, obviously. He owes $70,000 on a car already. They're gonna only give him about $45,000, I think. And then he wants to put $60,000 down? Why not just, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's rolling over negative equity. This is disgusting.
I'm sure you do, but you got to come up with a little bit more cash as a down payment, or like.
I'll talk to my grandma about co-signing.
Alrighty, sounds good, Robert. Well, if anything changes, man, I'll let you know. I'm gonna try one more bank. I'm gonna try with Ally, but
Closer to my 20, but anything less than 60, I think 60 is pretty up there.
yeah, no, for sure. But at worst case, you just keep the same, man. That's a great car. The doors don't go up.
I don't know, man. I thought 20,000 would be good enough to get a McLaren.
Unfortunately, man.
And trading in a 2020 Stingray sounds pretty good to me.
It does, but it's just not. It's not.
The bank's gonna make money off of you, bruh. Their job isn't to be happy selling you a car, giving you money that you can borrow. Their job is to make money off of you not having enough and wanting to possibly leverage, but you ain't leveraging nothing in this situation. This is dumb.
Something I can make happen.
Come on, man. I make good money. Probably make more money than you.
You may. I'm not sure. I'm not going to disclose that information to you.
Yeah, it's not even, who cares, bro? If you do, cool. It's not even about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you make. Obviously, you are willing to spend $20,000 on a down payment. You're rolling over negative equity. You don't have $60,000 to put on. Why would anyone in their right mind care about how much you make when you are living? We don't even know if he's living paycheck to paycheck, but we know he's not financially wise. Or he might be, but he just doesn't have discipline.
But if you make more money than me, man, then just come up with the extra money. You know what I mean?
I got a party this weekend that I'm throwing, and I need that McLaren.
Do you have the extra 20?
Rent it. If it's that important for you to keep up an image, rent it, bro. Rent it.
No, you call your bank back and you figure it out. 20, take it or leave it.
Unfortunately, man, I can't get there. But
please tell me this is a joke. Usually videos like this aren't a joke. Let's see what the comment section has to say. A 2020 Stingray costs $70,000. MSRP on his Stingray was $60,000 and he owes $70,000 5 years later. That's a disgusting interest rate. That's like what, in the 20s? Another person said grandma co-signing for the McLaren is wild work. Bro, what are people thinking when it comes down to these cars? And then if you got a co-sign, you look, would you help you? Like, would you help you? What do you guys think in the comment section down below?
All right, guys, so we're calling back the 480
credit score customer. He ended up buying another car and he wrecked it, and he's interested in our RS7. So let's give him a call.
I mean, 480.
Hey, what's up?
I said $480. 480 credit score.
Brother, this is Yusuf, the car dealer.
Hey, what's up, Yusuf, man?
How are you?
Oh, man, all is good. All is good, man. Thanks for calling.
For sure. So tell me what happened. You get a Mustang?
Nah, bro. Didn't get much. I got a Hellcat. I got a Hellcat, man.
Yeah. They told me that you wrecked it. What happened?
Man, it's acting a little reckless, bro. I was saying. One thing.
How did you get a Hellcat with a 480 credit score?
Man, so hold on. I know people been tearing me up on TikTok. They were tearing me up on TikTok.
This is hilarious. He already knows. He's going to put him on blast. Like, how did you get a Hellcat with a 480, bro? He's like, bro, don't put me on TikTok. That's hilarious.
But my credit score is now 520, paid off some credit card stuff. And I got a co-sign.
Say that one more time. You break up just a little bit.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, say it one more time.
Yeah. No, I worked on some credit stuff, paid off some cards, but I got a co-sign with my mom.
All right. So what'd you get your credit score up to?
Like 520.
Okay. And you're interested in the RS7 we have?
Yeah, man.
Increase your credit score, pay some bills so you can increase your credit score, and then make another unwise financial decision. This is the loop that people stay in. This is why I say the middle class is a lie. There's only the have and have nots. There's only the lower class and the wealthy. The wealth gap is just getting bigger and bigger, and it's because of people. They don't recognize that a lot of the times we've been trained or taught to care about the credit score so much just for us to borrow more money. And it's, yeah, sure, it might go up because you pay your bills, right? And you pay it off or whatever. But at the end of the day, we're looking at someone making an unwise financial decision again and again and again and again, just in a different form.
RS7 was clean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So let's get right back down to it. So you got a 520 credit score. Do you have any money down?
Yeah, I got like 1,500 or up to 2,000 this time.
Dude, with the 520, I can't do it, bro. You have to have.
No. My mom was she was cool with being a co-signer.
Okay.
Another man talking about a relative. First it was grandma, now it's mama. That's gonna co-sign, dog. What?
What's your mom's credit score?
It's like 730, somewhere around there. 730, 740.
Okay, how much?
Definitely didn't get there from her making sure that you pay your bills. Otherwise, that thing would have tanked. Nah. Would you help you? Like, bro, God, man.
Do you make a month?
About $3,000, $4,000 on a good month.
All right, $3,500 a month. I'll just average that out. And quick question: what'd you buy your Hellcat for?
Bro, so I think I got it for a deal. I got it for $69,000.
$69,000 for a Hellcat? What year was it?
Yeah, it was 2022.
That's not bad. Okay. And how much did you pay a month
For you to be racing in traffic going to work like everybody else?
for it?
About $1,300. That was just the car payment though.
How much was insurance?
About $400.
400. Now, a lot of the times we hear on the internet of people talking about how much their insurance is and, oh, it shouldn't be that high. How did you get yours this low? But there's too many determining factors off of just one person saying they pay a certain amount. It's different for everyone. The state that you live in, the car that you drive, the color of the paint, the age you are, if you're a male or a female, you know what I'm saying? Like how late you drive at night. If you have one of those snapshot devices, it's just too much to calculate. But $400 a month is still insane. And it's not just because maybe he's younger or he's a male or what color. It's also because of the type of car he has. Most people look at the car note and don't even calculate how much it would cost them in insurance.
But yeah,
I'm not laughing at you, man. But dude, you spent $1,700 out of making $3,500
We're laughing at him.
a month. How much do you pay for rent?
basically nothing. I stay with my family.
Yeah, I was about to say, how can he pay for rent? I mean, he said he brings home about $3,000, maybe $4,000 a month. And then I don't know how much he said his car note was, but his insurance is 400. We know his car note is jacked up. Let's just call it 1,000. And we calculated his paycheck before taxes, meaning that he's probably getting close to the lower 3,000s. And so when we look at this and we don't calculate his expenses, his gas, all right, stuff like that, necessities, he'd be living paycheck to paycheck. Not to say he couldn't do it, but I'm like, bro, you already are like your car note and your insurance is almost 50% of your take home. That's insane for a car. For a car. And we haven't even calculated rent if you did pay it.
Okay, so you stay okay. So you don't have any rent. So this is what's gonna happen, man. For the RS7, I'm probably just gonna have your mom as the main applicant. Now, you sure it's smart for you to buy another expensive car?
Yeah, I already made my mistakes. I'm not gonna do anything stupid in this one.
And these dudes, shout out to Yusuf, he's making money, bro. Like, I respect him because he puts out the real on his social media. And at this point, you would think that people would learn the lesson that this isn't a good financial decision for me, even though I really want this car. Maybe I should wait longer, get up my income, get up my credit score, pay this thing off cash. But most people still watch his videos and then he's asking for privacy. Bro, please don't blast me on TikTok. Like, nobody knows who this guy is. But at the end of the day, you would think people would learn. And he's just like, you sure you want to do this, bro? Like, you have a bad credit score. Like, you sure? How did you get approved for this? Are you sure? You know how many people out here who don't record themselves are actually trying to manipulate someone into continuously doing it, even though they know they can't afford it? It's dirty work out here.
My dream car,
That's your dream car? I can't, you're breaking up, brother. You got to speak a little louder.
Yeah. Something I really, really want real bad, man.
So if your mom truly has a 720, I'm going to average like 9 to 10%. It's going to be around $1,000 a month for the car. That's a third of your income. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's less than I was paying for the Hellcat.
But you wrecked it. That's the problem.
I digress.
Yeah, I mean, that won't affect my insurance, will it? I mean, my first time wrecking a car.
Each definitely will. Each car is different too, so the Audi may be more expensive than the Hellcat. It is cheaper. This one's at $40,000. It's 2016. It's got relatively low miles, 80,000 miles. Do an insurance quote. Do you have a trade-in by any chance?
So I have like what I've been driving since the wreck is this, I think it's a 2019 Honda Civic.
He needs to stay in that thing.
My cousin's letting me drive it. He's looking to sell it too. I don't know if I can maybe wrap that up into this.
His cousin is letting him drive his 2019 Honda Civic and he's looking to sell it, but he won't buy it, but he's been using it. What? Imagine you being able to pay your cousin back, no interest, pay him payments because y'all got that trust. What? Capitalizing off of the money, the $1,000 plus you'd be spending on trying to keep the car. We're not even talking about maintenance yet, y'all. Oh my God.
I know. I can't trade in somebody else's car. I mean, if he wants to sell it, he can post it on. Since we talked, I launched and partnered up with a service called The Lasso. He can post it on there, and multiple dealers will be able to bid on his car. But I can't roll over another trade-in that somebody else owns. It has to be your car or your mom's car.
I think I saw that video about The Lasso you put up. Okay, I'll let him look into that.
Yeah. But all right. So let's do this. Let me send you the credit app. Let me have your mom fill it out. I don't think I can get you approved.
I don't even want to see any more of this. I'm not reading the comment section. We already know that people are tearing him up in the comment section, man. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. And subscribe if you like the content, by the way.
I'm not normally a jealous person, but when I see the videos on TikTok of the girlies, it's like the POV you chose, the 1990 to 2000, whatever, fill in the blank, little crappy car instead of the car payment. I want to get out of my car payment so badly. I don't know how. I pay $700 a month. I had to get the leather and the bucket seats. Like, I did this for what? It's not worth it. Let this be your sign. take the car without the car payment. The joy I would feel listening to my CDs. By the way, I have CD. This car, for whatever reason, has a CD player. So, like, I have my CDs, but, like...
Okay, well, I don't think people are actually buying newer cars that they can't pay for it in cash because it doesn't have a CD player and it has wireless Bluetooth. I believe people buy stuff that they really want and they can't afford. Now, I will call myself out on my own show. All right, I got a car note. Okay, I got a Tesla Model 3 2018. I do believe that it is a reliable car. I do not like the fact that I did go in debt for it, but I know my game plan for it, and I'm going to pay this thing off in like 2 years. Let alone, I made sure that I was going to have another income source come in by the time this car note kicked in. Now, again, a loan is a loan is a loan is a loan. But there's two things that I'm focusing on. One is making weekly payments instead of monthly payments because more money goes towards the principal. And over time, I'm already decreasing how much money I'm actually paying overall just because I'm making more frequent payments. But I still meet that same car note amount every single month. The banks don't let you know that because they want to capitalize on daily interest. But the more frequent you make payments towards your loans, the less money you'll owe in interest over time. You're already cutting back a lot of interest you'd be paying. You're also technically lowering your interest rate because you're making more frequent payments. It's just better money management at the end of the day. I don't live paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. I will literally hold off on money, invest my money, and only have payments go out on a specific card. Therefore, I know the money is always going to be there. The second thing that I'm working on is actually capitalizing on let's call it, I don't want to call it passive income, but my second source of income is this YouTube channel. All right. This is why I talk so hard about people creating a separate stream of income. It's not because I'm just picking at people. It's because I was in this situation and I'm still working on getting out of it. But I know that if I work hard, I can create assets that pay me over time and capitalize. Therefore, I am able to get out of debt a lot quicker than just calculating every paycheck that's coming in every 2 weeks. But most people get a car because they really want it. At the end of the day, the reason why I chose the Tesla is because I don't like maintenance. I'm not the type of guy to work on a car. All right. I'm a computer nerd. I can work on computers. I can work on laptops. I can work on iPhones, iPads, Apple Watches, all of that. But one thing I'm not skilled at and that I could take the time to learn is cars. But I'm good on that. All right. And I know that they're reliable. So at the end of the day, it's a motivator for me to get out of debt really quick. But at the same time, I made sure that I was making more than enough money to pay this car note off ahead of time. Not on time, not, 5 year, 6 year loan. I'm good. 2 years. All right. 2 years is what I need. Maybe even less. But anyways, I digress.
The Audi keychain.
Okay. All right, so we're not going to react to that one. That was actually a video of someone who was getting detained for possible fraud on purchasing a car. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below and subscribe if you like the content. All right, we're going to go ahead and move into the next clip. All right, I appreciate everybody that's liking the video and stayed so far. I appreciate every single one of you all. All right. Now, moving forward, we're going to get into the third topic, which is... this one's actually pretty crazy. Tenant and landlord problems. All right, tenant and landlord problems and stories that have been happening. All right, so next up, we're going to cover insane tenant versus landlord situations. People who rent, people who are home buyers. Look, there's literally something negative in every situation, but let's hear the stories and see what's going on, especially from those who actually rent.
Sorry. What the fuck are you guys doing?
We're doing an inspection, ma'am. Can we come in? We're doing an inspection.
Why are you in my apartment?
We're doing an inspection, ma'am.
Do you have, wait, is that, oh my God.
We didn't think anyone was home.
That's even worse. I am naked in my house, in my own privacy, and you came and opened the door?
We understand that, we apologize.
I'm calling the police. That's like, do you have...
You know, it's so crazy. I've always had that thought in the back of my head, what if someone else uses a key to where I'm renting at? It's never happened before, but then in this situation it has. And there was 27,000 comments under this one. We're not going to read all of them, of course, but some of the top ones. One person said, continuing to talk to them naked was a power move. Another person said, landlord here, 24 hours notice, unless an actual emergency, sue immediately. Another person said, wow, this reminds me of the Maya Marcano case, and the maintenance guy entered her apartment without permission. Truly unbelievable and unacceptable. That's insane. Have you ever heard of a situation like this? Have you ever been in a situation like this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's continue.
We bought our first home on February 10th, and on February 11th, it started flooding from over 20 spots. Every single penny we had went into this house. We thought we were giving our baby.
Okay. I hope she's out of the situation. First and foremost, prayers up to her and her family and her kid. All right, because she got a little one right there. But every penny went into this house? Even if it wasn't flooding, every penny? Again, people trying to afford the thing by thinking they can afford the thing by actually only being able to afford the payments. And in this situation, every penny. You weren't even able to afford that. And that's not me picking at her. I don't know if she's a single mother or not, but I'm like, bro, that's just not wise. Every penny.
A safe home, but we were scammed. And now there's mold spreading. He's only 5 months old, and we have to get him out. We have no savings left. We have nowhere to go.
Hopefully they start a GoFundMe. But there's lessons to be learned in here. Buying something and going completely broke from it is not wise, no matter what item it is. No matter what item, whether it's a house, whether it's a car, all right, whether it's a piece of jewelry, whether it's a newest iPhone. It's not wise to do these things because anything can happen and you're stuck. You no money, which means you don't have leverage to help pay for anything, even though you were done wrong. Where are you going to stay? You have no money.
Need to move. Now I'm begging TikTok for help, not for donations, but just to watch, share, and help us go viral so I can start making money on here to get my family out.
Okay. I'm asking for money if I was in this situation and if I was her. Well, there's no way I'm looking for TikTok right now. She needs the money today. She needed the money yesterday. She needed the money before she even purchased it because she said she used every penny. She needs resources. Maybe someone who allows her to live in their place that they own, that nobody's living in, right? They'll allow that to happen. Or allow her to have an abundance of food or something, like to help her and her kid. You know what I'm saying? But more money, you know, she's asking for more money, but at the end of the day, again, it's not how much you have or how much you make. It's about what you do with what you make. She needs resources out of everything. And of course, the comment section is supportive, which is awesome. But y'all, bad money habits at the end of the day. Terrible money habits. It's sad that she got scammed, but why get something where you have to spend every penny? At what cost?
Please hurry! She just attacked me! Please hurry!
Yeah, she has a weapon in her hand right now. My brother's a police officer.
It's a flashlight.
She's brandishing a weapon at me. She's brandishing a weapon at me. 1280 North Citrus, unit number.
Okay, what the hell is going on right now?
56.
This is a flashlight.
I would like an officer here or a sergeant so I can explain to them, show them the cameras. I'm sorry, I'm very heated because this upsets me very much. I just went through a DV situation last year and I put someone in jail for a long time and there's a 3-year restraining order. So this does make me very upset.
So you should probably remove yourself from the situation then.
So at this point, I already put in my 2 weeks.
All right.
So, you know,
Who needs to know all of this?
I'm gonna go ahead and see this through with the residents, but this is how she's acting. There's someone here with a
weapon, and she's threatening me. She has a gun as well. I need you guys to get out here because there's been an ongoing DV situation with this, and I'm just trying to help the residents get a restraining order. Please hurry! She just attacked me!
Okay. So apparently, property manager entered in an apartment at night without permission or with any notification. Someone said property management here, we do not get involved in domestic violence within residents. That's why they have to call the cops. I would love to know the story here. And there's multiple parts to this story. We're not going to cover the whole thing because that's not the reason why we're here. But false 911 calls should be a felony. Just, yeah, this is just one of the things that can happen if you do rent at the end of the day. I don't think it happens to most people. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you know someone that has had this happen to them? And what actually happened?
I'm about to show you one of the most terrifying photographs you've ever. So if you're easily frightened, do not watch this. A friend of mine lives in Chicago, and she and her husband thought that they had a family of raccoons living in their attic because they kept hearing all of these sounds upstairs above their bedroom. So they continued calling their landlord, kept reporting it, kept saying, hey, we've got an infestation of rodents or raccoons or something in our attic, and you guys need to come and get it taken care of. The landlord kept putting them off and kept saying, you know, we're really busy. We can't get there. So the sounds would come and go. Sometimes it would be quiet up there. Sometimes it would be really loud. One day my friend is home alone. Her husband's out of town. And the sounds are particularly bad, worse than they've ever been before. And she's sitting there and she's like, what is going on? Like, what could like there must be a million raccoons up in my attic. And so she decides to pull the access stairs down from the ceiling, and she's too frightened to go all the way up into the attic because the light that's up there is a cord light and it's a little ways. So she doesn't want to go into the attic, thinking it might be unsafe. So she just crawls up 4 or 5 stairs and just sticks her arm up into the attic and just snaps a photograph. She pulls her phone down to see what's actually living there. Warning. This is what is on her phone screen.
I ain't gonna lie, it's a little bit funny right now. It's funny. This is funny as hell. But if it was me in that situation, yeah, man. Nah. No.
Staring back at her. He was 7 feet away from her when she took this picture. And mind you, she was home alone. So, yeah. She called the police. She reported it.
That's tough.
The police came. They found him. They also found a bunch of, you can't really see it, but right here, there's like a pile of her husband's clothes. He had been going into their house while they were out and taking things, personal effects, articles of clothing, toiletry items. So he had been there for a while. I'd pass away. I'm about to show you one of the most terrifying photographs you've ever. So if you're easy.
Okay. Didn't know what to expect there, but that's a crazy situation where someone is living in another person's home that's renting it out. Now, I'm not sure if the owner actually knew the person was staying there, but I guess the phrase is called frogging. 147,000 people liked that comment. Someone commented underneath that and said, I think the layout of the type of houses in the US make it so easy. In Mexico, most people don't have attics or basements or crawl spaces, and that makes me sleep better at night. Is there someone who can inspect these parts of the house before you get one? I'm just curious. I'm just asking for a friend, you know, a friend who might get a house, you know, when it's time. But man, there has to be somebody who you can employ real quick and hire contract work. Someone said crying in New York City, where our basements are massive and usually have multiple entry points. Someone said, why does he look terrified? Yo, because you're disturbing his home. You're living in his home. Like, I'm just being funny. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. Apparently, the phrase is called frogging. Do you know anyone who has had a home, rented a home, or owned a home where somebody else was living in it? And what did they do? What happened? Look at that.
7 feet away from her.
Hell nah. Hell nah, man. That is some weird stuff right there. That's some weird stuff. Anyways, I digress. Subscribe if you like the content. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's get it. All right, I'm excited for this last topic. I saved the best for last for you all. And this last topic, guys, is going to be, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, luxury new homes actually being total garbage. Now, we know in the economy we live in, companies are using cheaper materials in order to help save money. But let's see what's really going on.
You gotta love it when you pull up to a new build like the one behind me and the project manager already has all the doors opened up and he comes out and he says, I don't even know why the client ordered a home inspection, but she's all yours. Let's see if this house is in good a shape as he thinks it is. It's one thing to have some shrinkage cracking, or some chipped concrete at the corner, or some more chipped concrete at the other corner. Exposed anchor bolts at the exterior foundation, that's where I draw the line. But an exposed plumbing drain line at the exterior foundation, there's no way we can let that fly.
Now that's unacceptable. I mean, I'm not too familiar with what was just shown before. Of course, cracks and, seeing anchor bolts or whatever he just called them. But like, obviously those things are important, but like, what? The island though?
Here's the sewer clean out at the neighbor's house. See the S? Here's the sewer clean out at our house. It's extended too high, so we can't put a cover here. We're gonna have to cut that pipe down. Seeing some daylight at this back door. Wonder why the dishwasher's not installed. I wonder if it has something to do with this outlet. Sure is beautiful up here.
But it's so crazy after all the things you have to look at when you're becoming a new homeowner. Get you an inspector, man.
If you look underneath here, you look at the soffit, we see an opening here. We got some damage. This is like a vinyl siding soffit here. We got some damage here and some cracking here. And then a little spot here. It wouldn't be bad to paint all this wood either, just to help it last longer. Here we got some wood. That front door's sticking. But a surge protector at the panel makes me happy. This video won't do it justice, but there is a noticeable hump right here in the middle of this bedroom. So much so, I could even call it a tripping hazard. The door stopper at the front door is missing the rubber cover.
Now, this is so stupid. Like, this is so obvious at the end. Bro, what is going on? Do people usually have this many problems when they're becoming new homeowners and they're building a new home? Is this really just cheaper products, or is this poor quality? This is poor work ethic.
Like this one, but this one's not installed.
Oh, man.
Let's go ahead and get this installed for them. There we go. Here at the garage door, I gotta hold down the button. As soon as I let go of the button, the door opens right back up. And it will not shut all the way. This is as far as...
Now, for people who are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for houses over time, they deserve better than this. I might not be the biggest mortgage fan at all on borrowing money, and I'm still not. But with all these problems, why do people think that they can get away with this type of stuff? The guy did say in the beginning of the video, I forgot what was his title, but he was like, there's no reason to get an inspector. Like, everything's good. And then the audacity to leave everything open as if he's confident in what he's saying. Bro, what? That's a blatant lie.
As it will go. This can move, and this can move. But this shouldn't move.
Trash.
Really loose. They GFI protected everything in the house. That is an upgrade. They did not have to do that, but they did anyways. They really need to take the time to seal this shower enclosure, some clear sealant.
Imagine not getting an inspector before you get it home and seal the deal. One person said the only competent builder on this house was the electrician. Another person said low quality materials, low quality craftsmanship, high price, the American way. It's insane how bad American houses are. 14,000 people like that. One person underneath commented, it's not all houses, mainly new developments that are mass produced by companies that use the lowest bidder to cut costs and it shows. Someone else said, I would legitimately be so embarrassed to make those mistakes and be called out upon it, especially if I had just said it was perfect. How come they need you to always tell them these things? They should clearly know or revise themselves. The creator responded, it's interesting, isn't it? A lot of the same mistakes, but also find new ones. Shaky island almost every time. What is your experience with home ownership? Did you all have this many problems? When did you buy your home? I'm interested in the comment section down below.
Okay, so y'all tell me if I'm tripping. So me and my mom got into it because I bought my home back in 2023, right? I have no kids. I'm single. Cool. I work in corporate or whatever, but mind you, I live like an hour and 40 minutes from my job. Now, at the time when I bought the house, I was working fully remote, okay? So they sprung that on me out of nowhere. Cool. I'm telling her I want to sell my house and move back into an apartment. And and she's like not agreeing with me. And I get it. Like when you hear of homeowner, like, you think of, okay, you can make a profit, like your investment, it's an investment. Cool. I understand that. But it is very, very overwhelming. I mean, with the bills and all the stuff that comes with it, the mortgage, and then if something breaks in the house.
Yeah, I be telling people this all the time, but they don't want to listen to me. Who am I? I'm just Jay, No, home ownership is it. It's you own it. At least you own it. You own all them problems too. And just because you got home insurance don't mean they gonna cover everything. We know how insurance are these days.
Mind you, my washing machine broke maybe like a week after I bought them. I had to pay for that out of pocket. My heat broke. I had to pay for that out of pocket during the winter last year. Am I tripping?
Nah, because when you do rent, yeah, sure, you don't own, but you also don't own those type of problems and someone is out there to fix it. You still got to go through the problem. It's just, are you going to pay for it or are you not?
I love living in an apartment because if something goes wrong, you could just call maintenance. It's just very convenient. And at the time when I lived in an apartment, I was close to the city. Like, it took me no time to get downtown Atlanta. Like, now I'm further out and it takes me an hour and some change to get to work to and from. Like, it's stressful as hell to me.
Yeah, an hour and some change is still crazy. That's 2 hours of driving every single day. And that's on the good days, it sounds like, for her. That's 10 hours of driving per week. And that's a full shift. That's 40 hours of driving every single month. And that's a full 2 weeks worth of working full time. No way. There's no way I'm doing that. That's 480 hours of driving every single year.
And then it's like the money I make at my job, I make great money to be 27. Don't get me wrong. I make great money. But the money compared to the money I got money.
Yeah, and again, before we even, she's not going to disclose how much money she makes, I can tell. But it's not how much you make. It's not about how much you make. It's not about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you make. And hear me out. She said that she makes good money, whatever that means. That can all be subject to the individual. But she's still complaining about the price. Why is that? Living above your means. When you buy something and you own it, you also own the problems with it. When you own a car, you also own the maintenance with it. You also own the insurance with it that comes with it. Like, you can't tell me that people are always winning with home ownership and they got these type of problems. And it's like, yo, she makes good money though, so she deserves a home. She works hard. She deserves a home. She deserves those problems too. Like at the end of the day, she's saying that it's just too much, even though she makes good money. What are we talking about here?
And the bills I have to pay for this mortgage and everything else, like, am I tripping that I want to move back to an apartment?
100% no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, though.
I honestly wish somebody would have told me how overrated it is to own a home. My fiance and I just sold our house. We are back to renting. I'm ecstatic. He's ecstatic. We are saving so much. We were really young and stupid when we bought our house, so I'll give you that. But the weight that has been lifted off of our shoulders is, I can't explain it. There is so much maintenance that comes with the house, and our mortgage was ridiculously expensive. I can't even say the number because I'm embarrassed. We are probably not going to buy again for a very long time, or at least until we find our forever home. Just a PSA, if you're not ready for the maintenance and the cost that it comes to own a house, don't do it. Take your
I love this message. I don't even watch the videos before we bring them up here, so everything is in real time. You guys can always put your money on that. And I'm not going to be choosing videos just because I think that it's great. Like, I choose the videos based off of the engagement on social media. If it has great engagement, I'm like, cool. They must have said something that was very strongly opinionated, something contradicting, something that was good about it. And so I bring it up here and I'm like, well, let's hear it together. But let's see what the comment section has to say. Someone said, girl, wait, what? So you'd rather pay off someone else's mortgage? I don't get it. Here's the thing. You don't own anything in America. Most people flex about how much their payments are. Oh, I pay this much per month. And you don't own anything. Most people don't even own the phone that you're holding because you're making monthly payments on it. Stop. Okay? Stop. Yeah, the phone that most people are holding, they don't even own it. If they stop making payments on it, they're bringing your ass to collections, okay? And your phone service is getting cut off. You don't own anything. And you're talking to me about how she doesn't own a home that she lives in? Yes, renting does give you the freedom to not have to pay for everything that happens damage-wise or malfunction-wise when it comes down to your living standards. Yes, you might live around other people, but this is called a sacrifice. You must be able to sacrifice now in order for you to get a greater reward in the future. Clear example. In the book Atomic Habits by James C. Clear, there's somewhere, I forgot what chapter, but he was explaining how most people end up in undesirable situations because they always revert to rewarding themselves in the near and they get punishment further down the line. For example, if I saw an apple pie and it looked delicious and I'm like, man, I want some of that pie. It feels really good to get that pie. Tastes so good. Delicious. Now, if I keep doing that 6 months down the line, I'm going to be big as hell. So guess what? The punishment comes 6 months down the line, not the time that I actually decided to eat the pie. In the same way, home ownership, right? Okay, cool. I'm going to own a home. I'm a homeowner. You know, I can show it on my credit score. I can like whatever. Cool. 6 months down the line, something happens. Damn. Thousands of dollars coming out your pocket, right? Mind you, money isn't even coming in your pocket in those 6 months, all right? No. Your mortgage may not be as high as rent, or it could be as high as rent, and you get so much more space in your own freedom. Property taxes, HOA fees, if you have HOA, a new roof in 20 years, you're paying interest on a bank loan that you got because you couldn't pay it off cash. Yeah, you're rewarding yourself in the now by thinking ownership is good. That's what they want you to believe. Ownership is good. You need to own assets. That's what you really want to own. That's what the banks own. That's what the wealthy own. They own something that pays them and pays them damn good. You're flexing and questioning someone on owning something that doesn't bring income to them every single month that they're paying interest on. And yeah, you get to pay it off sooner or later, but let's be real here. 20 years is not something to be flexing on that you pay 20 years on. So, hey, argue with me in the comments. I don't care. I said what I said.
Guys, I feel so stupid. So I just bought this house, right? Everything's great. Everything's peachy. It's a beautiful house. And of course, I got laid off a couple of weeks ago. And I decided to place it for rent because why would I want to pay a mortgage if I don't have a job? So anyway, I found Tenant.
All right, let me pause right here because, again, I don't watch these videos until we watch them together live. Remember, I just said most people don't make money off of their house. They talk about ownership, but you don't own assets. It's not bringing in money. And if you're talking about equity, you know you got to wait a while for that to go up anyway. So let's not do that. Number two, She's like, well, I don't have a job, so why would I pay mortgage and I don't have a job? Why not have a job, have a mortgage, rent it out, live somewhere else? You know, do I agree with that? No, but you decided to get the house. So at the end of the day, um, why not have two streams of income coming in? Because that's the way you own assets. Most people who say home ownership, they're living in the damn home.
It's whatever. So I'm in here now, just walking through, making sure everything's clean. I deep clean the fridge, the oven, the dishwasher, all the appliances, whatever. So the last owners had a rug, like an all-weather mat rug in front of the kitchen sink. Great. Didn't think anything about it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm cleaning. Let me move it so I can vacuum under it, whatever. And you know what? I'm so fucking pissed right now. I notice that the floorboard is wet. There's a freaking leak, okay? Like, this board is warped, and it's just like, I walked over it, and it like, look, it's rotted, and...
So wait, the old homeowners covered up, they covered up damage?
It's seeping water, like, it goes over here, like, you can... If I push hard enough, you can see there's water under it, and I could easily lift it up. I'm just so livid right now because during the home inspection, I didn't even think to lift the rug. I didn't even think about it. I don't know, because when it's there, it just like, it fits. Like, you're not looking for that. You're looking for everything else but that. And I'm like...
I can attest to that. I probably wouldn't look under a rug either, but gotta have multiple people look at it, right? But even if they don't look under it, now we know. Which is why I make these type of videos. Now we know. Now I know to look under a rug. You know what I'm saying?
I'm such an idiot. How did I not think about that? And it's hard not to blame myself, but it's like, what the hell? And now I'm like, my realtor has been a realtor for over 20 years. I feel like an experienced realtor should have said something like, hey, move the mat. And my dumbass, like, I didn't think about it because this whole house is completely empty and that's literally the only rug in this whole house and I didn't think to move it. Why? So now I have to call a plumber tomorrow and I'm sure that's gonna cost me a couple thou-wow. I'm just so mad. I'm so mad.
Own a home, they said. But at least she's renting it out to grow her income because she got laid off. Another person commented underneath it and said, this is still the responsibility of the seller because it's a hidden fault and hidden maliciously. Call your realtor. Another person said, it's okay. It can all be fixed. First things first, search for the leak and go to Home Depot, replace the boards, and it can be a very simple, easy fix. Another person is asking, do you have home warranty? Honestly, the home inspector should have caught that. Obviously, like, that's what they're there for, right? Because, like, that's your job, man. Like, you do that full time. You didn't like catch that. When did your final walkthrough? When you did your final walkthrough, you should have moved the mat. Hope it's not too expensive. Yeah, you just got to deal with it. You own the home now, so. Anyways, hope everything turned out well for her though, and hopefully she got another job, right? But again, I don't think it's a flex for anyone to own a home that they're not actually making money from. People flex home ownership all the time, but it's not an asset to them. It's an asset to the bank. We're not talking about equity. You got to wait years and years and years for that to happen. Hopefully the housing market is good. You're betting on something you can't control. And most people have to pour more money into the home to maintain it as well while they're paying off a 20-year mortgage. That's not a win. No, it's not a win. That's not a win. Anyways, subscribe if you like the content. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, my people, I don't see any comments in the chat. I do appreciate everybody who showed up to the show live. We're going to go ahead and go live tomorrow as well. I'm going to put my email down below where you guys can submit crazy financial situations that you see on social media that I can react to as well. And I'll even shout you out if you put your name or your YouTube channel in the email as well. All right, looking forward to that. I appreciate every single one of you all. I will see you tomorrow morning. I'm out. Peace.